Welcome back, everybody. My name is Gnome, bringing you yet another Mortal Kombat X tutorial. This tutorial is going to be teaching you how to use Ermacs Brutalities. So without any further ado, if you would like to see a specific brutality, feel free to hop on down to the description below, where you will find timestamps to help you get to each one. Otherwise, if you're interested in learning all of Ermacs Brutalities, then stick along with me. I'm going to be starting with the Mystic variation, and we'll see you there. Alright guys, so first up we have the Nether Force Brutality. Now in order to perform this brutality, you can be in any one of Ermac's variations. Now what's key to doing this properly is you must perform at least 10 special attacks during the match. This can be the round 1 or 2 of course, and they can be either offensive or defensive special moves, so long as they meet the special attacks requirement, which you can find under the pause menu or right here under the special moves menu. Now, what's key to doing this properly is you need your final hit to come from an air force port, which is the enhanced version of the air teleport, and as usual I'll provide you with an example for that. So let's get right into it. Now to do an air teleport is down back B or down back circle, and you're going to want to make sure you do this in the air, of course. So here we go. Simple enough. Again, down back B or down back circle, not hard at all, a very popular Ermac move. Now what's key to doing this properly, however, is we need to add the right trigger or the R2 button to use the cost of one special move bar. Not hard at all. Just make sure, keep that in mind when you are working up to this brutality, that you have at least one special meter left. So here we go. Again, down back B or down back circle, and now we're going to add the right trigger or the R2 button in order to enhance this, such as... And there we have it. And of course, you know this worked when he does that extra green blast of energy after teleporting. So that's really all there is to it. At this point, all we have left to do is really meet the 10 special moves requirement. I personally may have already done that, but a special move really counts as anything. This right here, special move. This right here, special move. And of course, this right here, special move. So there's 3 already. I've worked my way up to 10, so here we go. There's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I don't recommend spamming in a real match, but again, for demonstration purposes, you guys get the point. And without any further ado, let's just lower our opponent just low enough. I think that should be plenty. And again, to do this brutality, get 10 special moves, which we of course just did, and then use your air teleport, or air force port rather, which is down back B or down back circle with one special meter using the right trigger or the R2 button. So here we go. Here's the brutality. Boom! Very nice. It does the trick. I like this one a lot. Nothing necessarily too special, but the fact that you leave her left with just, you know, a green torso of green bone, I like that. It's a nice feature, a nice touch, and it definitely fits Ermac style. On to the next one, my friends. Alright guys, so next up we have the We Win Brutality. Now in order to perform this brutality, you can be in any one of Ermac's variations. However, for this demonstration, keep in mind that I'm using the Mystic variation, and that does indeed change how my forced lift will instead be a telly hang. So this combo I'm using may not work in all variations, so please keep that in mind so you do not waste your opportunity to perform a brutality trying to do one you will not be able to do. So here we go, onwards. You must perform a 5-hit combo that ends with a force lift, which again is going to be different for me because it's a telly hang and I'm using the Mystic variation. Now you want your final hit again to come from force lift, and again it's different for me. So here we go with an example as usual. This may sound a little bit confusing just because of how I'm doing it, but I promise you, pay attention. This is not that hard at all. Now we're going to start off with a fusion combo, which is XXY or square square triangle, and it should look something like this. Simple enough, a very easy start. Now what's key is as soon as she is in the air, you're going to want to use your telly hang, which is down back X or down back square. So let's do that again, and then telly hanger. Simple enough. Now while she's being telly hanged, you're going to want to jump up in the air and hit down X or down square like so. Simple enough, should look like that. Now let's put it together. Telly hang, now walk up to her and down X or down square, and she'll bounce as you notice. And at that point, you're going to use yet another telly hang, and that will finish off your brutality. So let's put it all together. And then down X, and another telly hang. And you'll notice the second telly hang will not hold them in the air. Instead, it's going to simply slam them on the ground as it should. And that's how you know you're doing this combo properly, because it's not going to let you hold your opponent twice in one string. That would be unfair. Easily understandable. So that being said, hopefully that explanation was easy enough for you guys to get a hold of. Let's go do this easy, yet seemingly difficult brutality. Really not that hard at all. Let's go for it. We have one chance. Here we go. And the telly hang. Down X, and one more telly hang. Boom! Crushed her skull. Very good. you know, this is definitely a brutality. It'll take a little bit more of skill. I'm going to admit the combo I demonstrated for you guys is not the most versatile, just because, again, it does require you to be in a certain variation. But, you know, you can easily adjust to this to get a 5-hit combo that ends with a telehang. Really not that hard. But again, for the sake of people who are new to Mortal Kombat, I like to make my tutorials as simplistic, or as easy as I can, without necessarily taking away from the ability for people who are old or new to do this. So here we go, on to our next brutality. Alright guys, so next up we have the Gluttony brutality. Now in order to perform this brutality, you're going to want to be an Ermac's Mystic variation. Now what's key to doing this properly is Ermac must have at least less than 40% of his health remaining when you go to perform this brutality. So I might consider this a comeback brutality in terms of just because of the amount of health you need to have. That being said, you need your final hit to come from a telehold, which is an enhanced move, so make sure you have at least 1 bar of your special remaining when you go to perform this. Now, without any further ado, let's move on to our example. So, we want to first start off with a telehold. It's really easy, not hard at all, which is down back X and the right trigger, down back square, or the R2 button. Simple enough, should look like this. Honestly, that's all there is to this brutality. As you can well enough see, we have more than less of 40% of our health remaining, so we shouldn't have any trouble. I want to say we have about 25% left. No problem. Again, make sure you have at least 40% or less of your health remaining, and then simply finish your opponent with a telehold. It's really easy. Not that hard at all. One of the easiest brutalities he's got, and you might even be able to consider this a comeback brutality. So without any further ado, let's move on to it. Here we go. Once more, down back X right trigger, or down back square R2. And boom. Oh yeah. I like this one a lot. I like how he uses his magic and his mysticism. Again, I've mentioned before in previous videos that it's my favorite when they can take their brutalities and incorporate them with their signature moves and powers. It just makes them better, and it makes them more worthwhile and more memorable and worth the extra effort it takes to pull them off. But, you know, some are good, some are not. We get what we get, and I'm glad we do have some good ones like this. Anyways, on to the next one. Alright guys, so last up we have the Soul Eater brutality. Now in order to perform this brutality, you're going to want to be in Ermac's Master of Souls variation. Now what's key to doing this properly is you must land a 10-hit combo during the match, but do not be intimidated, as I have a very easy way to do this for new players and old players alike. Next up, we're going to want to make sure we have at least 3 souls active, which again is unique to the Master of Souls variation, and you're going to perform a soul ball to hold your enemy in place, and then finally make your final hit while your opponent is still trapped in that soul ball come from a soul release. And that's really all there is to it. It's not too hard of a brutality, but let me give you an example as usual. So here we go. We're going to start off with our 10-hit combo, and to do this, we're going to first use the lifeless combo, which is XX or square square. Simple enough, not too hard at all. Then, we're going to transition into our X-ray. So first, let me give you an example of the lifeless combo, which again is XX or square square, and it should look something like this. Not too hard at all. Now, the reason we have that is because we need 10 hits, and the X-ray does 8 hits. So the first 2 hits we get in this combo will go towards that 10-hit combo, and that's really all there is to it. So we're going to do our combo, and then transition into the back triggers to do our X-ray. I'm pretty sure it's both back triggers and both controllers, regardless of the console you use. So again, lifeless combo, and then the We Are Many X-ray. So here we go with that. Boom. So we're up to 4 hits already. There's 5 and 6. 7 and 8. And last but not least, 9 and 10. There we have it, my friends. Quite easy. Not a problem. For you professional players, or rather tournament-style players, I'm sure you guys will be able to figure out a more cost-efficient non-X-ray using 10-hit combo, but again, this is for people who may be new or old alike, so everyone can do this specific brutality. So here we go. Let's move on. Next, we're going to demonstrate the soul ball, which is back forward Y, and when doing the soul ball, keep in mind the amount of souls flying around your body. As you'll notice, we have 3, and that is the maximum, and the souls themselves regenerate over time and through damage and fighting. Simple as that. That's really all you can do about those simple souls, but you need to have at least 3 of them when you're going to perform this brutality. So first, we're going to capture our opponent with back forward Y, or back forward triangle, and then we're going to explode them with back forward X or back forward square. So let's do that. Here we go. Got them captured, and then back forward X. Simple enough. It's really that easy. So I'll demonstrate it again with PlayStation controls being spoken. Again, back forward triangle, and then back forward square. That's all there is to it, my friends. Really easy, not too hard at all. Let's go for it. Again, capture them with a soul ball, and then finish them with a soul eater. Here we go. Actually, I'll get on this side to make it more visually pleasing. And here we go. Boom! There we have it, my friends. Not too bad at all. I've got mixed feelings about this Brutality. I do like it. It's kind of simple, but he does use his powers to do it, so I gotta give him credit. I do like when they use their powers in these Brutalities. This really just makes them all the nicer. But there we go. On to the next one. Alright guys, so last up we have the Controlled Chaos Brutality. Now in order to perform this Brutality, you're going to want to be an Ermac's Spectral variation. Now what's key to doing this properly is you must be in flight with Soul Ascension before you move on to the final hit, which should come from Soul Charge. Again, make sure you are in flight with Soul Ascension or this Brutality is not going to work properly. Now as usual, I'll provide you with an example. So here we go. Now to do a Soul Ascension is down, down, up. It should be the same on both PS4 and Xbox, and it should look like this. Simple enough. You'll know, of course, it's working if you can glide around without touching the floor, and he's got that green aura under his feet. Easy enough. Now we're going to use down to get out of that, and the Soul Charge should be next, which is back forward Y or back forward triangle. Now keep in mind, not to confuse you, this has to be used in the air, but you can use it in the ground, and for the example's sake, I'm going to show you real quick. Back forward Y or back forward triangle, and it should look like this. Easy enough. No problem. So, now let's put the two together. Down, down, up. And then back forward Y or back forward triangle to do our Soul Charge. Simple enough, my friends. That's really all there is to it. So let's move on. Let's get them low enough. I think that'll do. And again, Soul Ascension, and then back forward Y or back forward triangle for a Soul Charge. Let's go for it. Boom. Easy enough. It works. I like it. It's pretty brutal for a Brutality. It does indeed take up the entire half portion of their torso and anything above that. So this one's an alright Brutality. I have no problems with it. I'll accept it. Goes into the Brutality Hall of Fame in my mind, or whatever you want to consider it. Well, not really. It's a good Brutality. We'll leave it at that, alright? Let me not ramble or bicker any further. And there we have it, my friends. All the Brutalities for Ermac. Hopefully this video helped you out one way or another. If it did indeed help you out, please feel free to leave me a like or a comment down below, as I'd really appreciate it, and I'd really like to know what you guys want to see from future videos, or what might you be interested in from future content. If you would like to see more content like this in general, feel free to subscribe, because I promise you, there's plenty more coming. And without any further ado, thank you all very much for joining me for this episode, and we'll see you next time, guys. Stay safe, stay happy.